All right, so everybody know what we got here?
You send that to me?
Yeah. It looks like beef.
You want to know what kind of beef this is?
109 ribeye.
Yep.
Bone in ribeye.
Bone in ribeye?
Does anybody know what those 109E mean?
Yeah. Meat buyer's guide number.
Yeah. Yeah. NAMP book. We got an export, which is just a bone-in ribeye. It's got one other piece that you see on here right up top. What does this look like? If this was pork, what would this be?
Baby back.
Ooh, baby back. There it is. That's your baby back rib right there. So, or your beef back rib. So we got two ends here. Does anybody know what end this is?
That's a chuck end.
That's a strip end. Okay, so
Strip
a loin end. Good. We just had
Oh, yeah.
the chuck end, which is the three muscles. You have muscle here, and then the muscle here. Okay, so you got your three muscles there. I'm just going to cut a cowboy off of each one of these just to start so we can get into it.
So the short ribs don't come out of there.
Short ribs come
down.
farther down.
Short ribs.
Kind of where like the spare ribs on a pork would be, spare ribs, St. Louis ribs. But there's 7 bones in each export. Sometimes you'll get a freak 8, but that's just because they split it wrong. But you got, this is a bone-in cowboy steak.
What is that? 24 ounces?
Close, 28.
Yeah.
If only we had a scale.
Probably 32. We'll see.
How would we weigh that, I wonder?
If you see this cut on a saw right through this bone, what is that called?
Sawed.
Okay. Anybody know? We sell them JIT all day. Split bone ribeye. That's how you get the 16 ounce, 14, 16 ounce. You're not going to get a 14, 16 ounce out of a true cowboy steak. It's going to be 28, 32, 34, sometimes bigger.
So if you don't have a meat saw, you just use a sawzall.
Right. If you're actually trying to cut through this bone or cut 16 ounces.
Sawzall works perfect.
Yeah, you can use the sawzall. Bust out the power
I got a
tools.
customer that uses it.
But we're just going to cut one off from each side
Crazy.
here.
Did you put any battery in?
So we got the chuck end. You can see the 3 muscles there. This is the spinalis. This is this muscle here that runs and grows into this muscle, which grows into the strip. This is all the same muscle, strip loin all the way through.
Loin eye muscle.
And this is the spinalis. Okay. If I took the bones off here, what would I have?
Boneless ribeye?
Boneless ribeye. Simple as that. Either one or the other. You can't get, unless you did left side of the carcass, bone and ribeye, right side of the carcass, boneless. You know, you only get one of each. So what we're going to do real quick is, I'm just going to cut one more of these real quick. So if you cut in between, there's 2 knuckles on the back side here, which is where they zip the chine bone off a little bit. But you can just put your knife, which will line up in between the bones, in between the 2 knuckles, cut straight down, and you got yourself a monster cowboy steak. Okay? So I'm going to pull these bones off real quick.
While you're doing that, what's your opinion on letting meat come to room temperature before cooking it?
I think you have to, especially when you got a steak this size. You throw a cold steak right on the grill, it's going to take forever to cook that bad boy. This is your beef back ribs. If you get this from a packer, they won't never look like this because they go in between each rib until it's basically just bones. And this is what you would call a meaty back rib. Those are very tasty. So you got this here. You can see the tail or the lip. Very good there. You see the spinalis muscle. Pull this off real quick. This is your spinalis. Everything separates with beef through the natural seam. Everything has a natural seam and different muscles. See a lot of old school meat cutters just tear away stuff with their hands. So you have your spinalis here. You can clean this bad boy up, trim it all up. But you can clean all this fat up here.
Stuff it, trust.
Oh my God. Yeah, stuff.
Yeah, but you can stuff it.
Roulottes, all that one.
If
There's
you've
a little
never
bit
eaten
of-
that muscle, it is phenomenal.
Yeah, anybody look for it on the ribeye when you get a ribeye steak? I do.
Yeah.
I've searched for that piece right there.
Is that the part on the very end that's got a little fat with it too, that's real tender usually?
Yeah, right on the edge here, or you see it's right on here. The edge is a big one. We can clean this up. We'll clean that up in a minute.
Probably one of the better parts, easy.
But you got that, and then you got the ribeye eye, which we'll clean this up too. You got the eye of the ribeye. Anybody see that email I sent out for Valentine's Day, the little
Yeah.
CAB thing?
Yeah. That was awesome.
That flight of fillets, that first one on there, this is what they're talking about. The fillet of rib, it's this piece right here. You can pull the whole thing out, the whole loin, instead of what I did, half of it. But this is your ribeye fillet. So you can trim all this fat off and make this look like a fillet all the way through. And really, when you get crazy, you can trim this spinalis down, and you can actually butterfly it open, and then put this inside it and roll it up into it, tie it about 2 inches apart, have little spinalis wrapped around the ribeye fillet. It's pretty intense right there. They call that a Spencer steak. But we'll throw that over to the side. We'll eat that in a little bit. But to French the bone, these right here, you'll see a lot where people cut down here, and they'll just go after it with their knife like this and spin it around until it gets completely clean. I learned a little trick in the butcher shop growing up. You just kind of score it all the way around and follow it, and then make a little incision on the top along the bone here. And just get in there with your fingernail, and it just rips right off.
That's unbelievable.
That just happened.
That's
That
new.
just happened.
That's a new one on me.
But clean as a
Nice and
whistle.
clean. Yeah. Look at you. You are earning your keep.
Just straight down here. Follow it all the way around. Rest it on the bone there, all the way around. Score it. Get your fingernail in there. You can see if it's all the way down to the bone. And it should just pop right off.
Are you kidding me?
Nice.
That's Frenching a lot of cowboys. So, oh my goodness, this is taking forever. My knife is getting all beat up. What am I doing? But this is 32 ounces. Most likely.
What's the way in at?
A little over 30.
A little over 30. But you can sell this for a good amount all day long. Share it. It's a Flintstone steak. Does anybody have any questions on the ribeye?
So when a customer's taking like a whole loin down,
Mhm.
maybe let's say he's going to use his trimmings. What part of that goes to like a grind or?
I mean, well, all this can be used for a grind, because even using that fat is going to be better than using any other fat, because the flavor from this fat will give you a better burger. You can call it a ribeye burger. It's ribeye fat.
Yeah.
You're not lying.
So, was this a 109 or an export?
This is a 109E
So what's the
export.
Okay, so it is export, cleaned up more.
No, it's just, that's the spec on the export. But, I mean, you got your chuck end, which you see the 3 muscles. You got your loin end, which looks like a New York strip, basically. So,
Why do they call it an export, Daniel?
anybody know that one? Why they call it export?
Well,
Isn't it because you can't export it?
Close.
Is that somebody overseas was buying it or something, or what?
Yeah, very close.
Very close. What is it?
Japanese?
So exports were developed to ship overseas. The French hotels wanted them. They wanted the high quality U.S. beef, and we kind of covered in dry aging. Bone-in product lasts longer. As you put it on a ship, it doesn't get there in a day. It was a week to 2 week trip. So they would rack it, dry age it, and by the time it got over to Europe, it was ready to be eaten. So, because boats are humid, they're stable temperature, humid. Put them in an ice room. So.
Doesn't mean it lasts longer to take the bone out.
Yes. Yes, when it comes to just aging it,
Right.
your bone-in product will spoil faster
Mhm.
than a boneless
Right.
product. The bone goes bad before the meat does.
I think they would have called the other.
Well, because they were back then, it was all dry age.
Back
So
then it was all dry. Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't start wet aging until the 60s, right?
the 60s, 70s, yeah.
Killed rats.
Well done, Chris. Good pickup.
Thank you.
Any more?
May be losing.
Did everybody catch that? Wet
What?
aging? Everybody catch that about wet aging?
They didn't really start wet aging until about the 1970s when it really got big. So we got the chuck end, we got the 3 muscles, we got the beef back rib, boneless ribeye, bone-in ribeye, same thing, comes from the same place. Just got to pull those bones off, and we'll eat these in a little bit.
And so this is called a center cut ribeye?
This is your ribeye fillet.
Rib roll.
But Daniel, since that spinalis is so tender and fries, why would you want to cut it off?
I mean, you could menu application both of these and probably make more money than you could off of just selling a regular ribeye. You could do a ribeye eye and then do a separate dish with the spinalis. I mean, this...
Well, clean that down a little bit for us, would you?
Yeah.
So we can see how much you're taking off of it.
Yeah, there's a little silver that runs through the top of here.
So you're talking about possibly the flake by breaking it down further. You might
can
be
do
able to
different
charge more
ideas
per
about-
portion. Is that what you're saying?
Those fishing for another.
Maybe you could utilize it instead of a fillet and still get that same perception on a plate.
Will they what?
He asked, would you get more profit per plate? And I was like, if you did the same application like you showed on that
Right.
thing you sent for Valentine's Day,
Oh, yeah.
and use that instead of a tenderloin.
Right, because there was no tenderloin on that. On that application.
It looked
was
like it.
Right. You think fillet, and you
Yeah,
can
you see it.
get one
It's
tenderloin
like-
fillet. You got a strip fillet, a baseball cut sirloin fillet, and then a rib fillet.
Yeah.
You know, you a little bit of bone right there.
You don't want to take too much of that fat off on that side because of the flavor.
Yeah, you want.
Well, you can leave it on there. You take some of this off and then you just butterfly it all. If you made this all lean, that's what I was talking about on that Spencer steak. If you made this all lean,
Anybody sell that idea?
I don't.
Anybody think they have a customer?
I wished I had a
buying
customer
that?
that would do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Tackett, if you guys remember Bill, Bill's restaurant's making a ton of money on Spinalis right now. I paid $16 for their Spinalis appetizer.
but then you can just.
What do they call it on the menu?
Stuffed it. Stuffed it. Yeah, they stuffed it.
Stuffed roulade.
It's sliced in
What
roulade.
they
call it?
Yeah, I bet it's not.
Yeah,
That's why I was
roulade. Roulade. Did you hear that, Roger?
Huh?
Roulade.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be an appetizer.
What, you don't think putting Spinalis on the menu?
I don't know. That just seems a little funky.
A little funky name.
Yeah.
Well, you hear a lot. I mean, it's a rib cap. That's what another common term for it. You know, so I mean, you hear it. I mean,
Sounds like a virus.
Spinalis.
Yeah.
You're gonna give me what?
Daniel, you could be a surgeon. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Wow.
Nice job, Daniel.
Yeah.
So you can leave this guy like this. You can trim this up all the way and put this right in here and roll it up into it,
Tie it.
and then just tie it. Couple strings. Cut it right in between it, just like this.
So I would make a mushroom duck salad.
And it's just gotta. And you can put a stuffing in between that.
Yeah, that'd be wicked
if
right
you
there.
wanted to.
Yeah.
But I mean, you sell that. No one's ever seen that. I mean, they probably have
That's
sometimes,
awesome.
but I'm just saying you don't see that in the market right there. You know, and that's a beauty. That'd eat real good.
Layer
Let's
bacon
cook it.
first.
Yeah, put some bacon in between that.
Yeah.
Let's cook it.
Sauteed
Yeah,
shards or
wrap it in
something.
Bacon first.
But yeah, this is a beautiful cut right there. They call that the Spencer steak in New York. Home of New York.
What you just wrapped.
Good job, Daniel.
All right. Do you have any questions? Any more questions? Yeah.